On September 14, 2023, Officer Pearl of the New Mexico State University Police Department responded to an anonymous call. Joel Martinez, a 19-year-old student at Los Cruces, New Mexico, allegedly brought a case of beer into his dorm room shortly after Officer Pearl knocked on the door. Mr. Martinez then started filming the encounter.
Oh, sorry. How can I help you?
Is there anyone else in here?
No, it's just me.
Okay. You mind just opening the door that way I can see?
What you trying to look for?
I just want to make sure there's no one else in there to start, and then I'll talk to you.
No, there's no one in there right now.
Okay.
All right.
Come out here and talk to me then.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be honest with you. So we got a report that you were seen walking into your dorm with alcohol. So
Okay.
Is there alcohol in there?
I don't answer questions. What's your name and your badge number?
Officer Purtle, NMSU Police. You have an ID with you?
I do.
Okay, can I see it?
You suspect me of a crime?
I do.
Okay, what crime and how can you articulate it?
Minor in possession of alcohol. We got a report that you were walked in.
So it's like here that they said thing? It's like they said that he has, and that's how you're gonna articulate it.
So we don't have to go down this route. If you wanna go down this route, we can.
Well, I really don't, but like I'm studying right now. I'm doing homework. You knocked on my door. I'm out here. I want to know what's on. You say that they said that there's alcohol in this room. How can you articulate it though?
Okay, so that's why I'm here talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I still need to ID you.
No.
And then we need to go from there.
You have to suspect me of a crime.
I do.
You realize that cops in New Mexico don't have qualified immunity, right?
I do that. I do.
Okay,
that.
so from here on, let's just be careful with what you're about to do right now. Okay. You're saying that you want my ID, but right now you or yourself can articulate a crime that I've committed.
Okay.
So
I already explained to you why I'm here. Why
okay,
I need your ID.
I know what you're here, but okay, is my ID gonna tell you if there's alcohol in that room?
No, but I still need to identify you.
My name is Joel.
I need your first, last name, and your date of birth.
No, you don't.
I do. If you don't want to provide that,
you don't want to call Officer Donovan or one of your supervisors here?
Yeah, I can get a sergeant over.
Then calling him because right now, this is not what you want to do right now. Because this is a violation of my Fourth Amendment.
Okay. All right. Let me get a sergeant over here. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Martinez claims in defying Officer P's request for his identity that the anonymous report of him bringing there isn't enough alcohol in the dorm room to create a plausible suspicion. In the 2000 case of Florida versus Joel, the Supreme Court noted that, quote, unlike a tip from a known informant whose reputation can be assessed and who can be held responsible, if her allegations turn out to be fabricated, an anonymous tip alone seldom demonstrates the informant's basis of knowledge or veracity. Nonetheless, the court also recognized that, quote, there are situations in which an anonymous tip suitably corroborated exhibits sufficient indicia of reliability to provide reasonable suspicion to make the investigatory stop.
Yeah, that's my roommate.
Okay. You want to just hang out here then?
Is he detained?
No, that's fine. I just don't want anyone else going in the room.
You could go in then. If he's not detained, he's free to go.
Yeah, he's free to go, but he can't go in the room.
He can't?
No, not at this time.
Someone called and said that they saw us or me walk in there with a case of beer. But that's all they have, so.
It's an investigation. I'm talking to him. He doesn't want to identify himself. So there's a sergeant on the way that's going to talk to him until this gets figured out. I don't want anyone to go in the room.
Is anything going to happen if I don't identify myself?
You can be arrested for concealing identity, yes.
I want you to say, if you don't ID to me right now, if I don't give you my ID, that you're going to arrest me. I want you to give me that ultimatum.
Just hold on. You want to wait? You said you wanted to wait to speak to a supervisor, so let's just do that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Go ahead. Stay there with him. Appreciate it.
Okay. So right now we have minor in possession of alcohol, possibly.
And he asked me if anything's going to happen if he doesn't give me his name and date of birth. I told him that potentially you could be arrested for concealing identity if we want to go that route. Okay, I want you to give me that ultimatum right here, right now. And he said that are you aware that NMSU or that New Mexico doesn't have qualified immunity?
Yeah.
So he went down that route. So I think that's what he's trying to get at.
Hi.
Hi, name and badge number, please.
Sergeant John Lovelace. My badge number is 212.
212, all right, thank you. Officer said here that if I don't ID, I will be subject to arrest. Is that true?
It's possible, yes.
Possible, yes or no? I need that ultimatum, or else I won't get my ID.
Okay, so technically right now, yes, you could be arrested.
Could. I need a yes or no. Like, I need you to tell me if you don't give me your ID right now, I'm going to arrest you.
Why would I say that to you?
Because right now you're asking.
Yes.
And I have the right to say no. Because you're asking. It's not a lawful order. Okay. I need you to make it a lawful order.
You're being detained for suspicion of minor In possession of alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
we need to see your ID.
Okay, and if not?
And if not, you could be considered
Could?
concealing identity.
Because New Mexico statute says that concealing of identity is a secondary charge. I would have to have been arrested or suspected of a crime.
No.
Right now, you hear
You
just
don't have to
hearsay.
be arrested or suspected. You're being suspected of having
On
possession.
what grounds?
Okay, so do you have any alcohol in your possession?
I don't answer questions. On what grounds?
What we're trying to do is we're trying to be cooperative with you and have you be cooperative with us
Mm-hmm.
and help us clear this matter up.
Okay, I gave him my
You
name,
have
Joel.
been- What's your last name?
You don't need my last name and you do not need my date of birth unless you want to run my name through your system.
you have-
Are you trying to run my name through the
Do you
system?
have warrants for your arrest? Is
Are
there
you?
anything
I don't
that
answer
would be
questions.
concerned?
I don't answer questions. I'm
don't
asking
answer
questions.
questions.
I don't. It's my Fifth Amendment. Is it or is it not?
So the next step in this process would be, would you give us consent to check your room?
Nope.
To make sure that
Nope.
you have no alcohol in your possession?
Nope. I do not consent to any searches nor seizures.
Okay, very good. This is completely up to you how you want to play this.
You could get a warrant, or you could,
So
or you have probable
right
cause.
now,
Go
right
ahead.
now, we do have reasonable suspicion that possibly a crime had been committed.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to investigate that. You're certainly welcome to refuse if you wish.
I know.
But we need to ID you. If you do not present your identification, you can face a non-traffic
Could.
citation.
No, I need that ultimatum.
cooperative
I will
with
give
us.
you my ID if you say that I'm going to go get arrested if I don't give it to you.
So you'll give us if we say that.
If you say that, yes, sir. Because that's already grounds for me to set up litigation against you.
So you want us to threaten
You want us to
Yes, I
threaten you?
want you to give me that ultimatum if you really want the
I'm not gonna
ID.
threaten you. That's not how this is gonna
Why? Because you know you can't. You know you can because you know that opens up for litigation. And to make this clear, I'm detained right now, right?
Correct.
Thank you. Are you Googling the laws right now? Because that's really what you should be doing right now. All right,
You okay with that?
Yeah, continue reading
Are
the
you
statute.
sure you're okay with that?
Yeah. I give you permission.
Okay, so here's why we need your name and date of birth. I'm going to read you the law because you are a law student, okay?
Sean, can you
According to
again,
New
you again?
Mexico, it's all being recorded.
Yeah, I know, but
My
those
body
are hard to
camera's
get.
running.
So I'm gonna use my own.
So concealing identity consists of states.
Okay, so your investigation is investigating that I'm in possession of alcohol, right?
That's exactly
Okay,
what
and
we
if I don't
said.
if I give you my ID, is that gonna tell you if I do or do not have alcohol in that room?
If
Or is it
you-
just a way
if you
pathway
deny-
to find me with something?
No, the ID is so that we can identify who we are talking to. If you wish to deny us access to that room, that is totally within your rights.
I know.
But you refusing to identify yourself
I
to
know.
us by name and date of
of
birth,
birth.
that is concealing identity,
Yeah?
okay?
Okay, so just tell me
So,
that if I don't give you
can-
the ID, you're gonna arrest me. Just
Okay.
say it.
Show us your ID. We need to see your ID, or
Or-
you will be arrested.
Thank you.
Sergeant Lovelace threatens to arrest Mr. Martinez for concealing his identity if he does not identify himself after Mr. Martinez repeatedly tells the officers he will not identify unless under threat of arrest. According to Section 30 to 22(3) of the new Mexico statutes, quote, concealing identity consists of concealing one's true name or identity with intent to obstruct the due execution of the law or with intent to intimidate, hinder, or interrupt any public officer in illegal performance of his duty. Therefore, a court would almost surely find that Mr. Martinez could not be found guilty of concealing his identity if it determined that the anonymous tip was insufficient to establish reasonable suspicion.
Y'all got that right? Yeah. Yeah, you got that. Pigs fool, for real.
Why do you use that term?
Because what the are you searching my leg?
We're not searching.
No,
you.
that's a
Go ahead and identify him real quick,
seize of
please.
my identification.
Just
Is
need
a
to confirm.
seizure of my identification, yes or no?
We just need to see who you are in order to
I
go
told you
over the
my name.
investigation.
My
You gave
legal
us your
name.
first name.
What is my Joel? Not the legal name or what?
Joel what?
He has my ID. Go look at it.
Perfect. That's all we
Yeah.
needed. Thank you.
Am I able to go in my room?
No, not yet. Just hold up for just a minute, please, guys. Okay, so he's denying us for consent to search. That's
No, that's fine.
But we have him ID'd, so we're going to make sure we take a report. We'll get that here in just a minute. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, Joel.
Yeah, yeah. Yourselves.
Okay, have a good. You guys can go to your. Thank you. If we really wanted to push the issue, we could stop and lock the room down and get a search warrant. But we have an anonymous complaint. So it's really kind of one of those things that's up in the air, and we don't want to do that.
According to Sergeant Lovelace, the officers would fall under their jurisdiction to secure the space and get a warrant for a search to find the beer. A search permitted by the Fourth Amendment, a warrant cannot be issued in the absence of likely reason, and it doesn't seem likely that the police would have the capacity to obtain a search warrant for the dorm room in this particular circumstance. In this case, the cops only had mistrust stemming from the unidentified call, and it appeared that they were unable to validate any forecast data. More often than not, a court would determine that they lacked the likely cause required in order to obtain a warrant. In the 1984 case of Segura versus United States, the Supreme Court concluded that, quote, securing a dwelling on the basis of probable cause to prevent the destruction or removal of evidence while a search warrant is being sought is not itself an unreasonable seizure of either the dwelling or its contents. Therefore, even though it is unlikely that the cops had sufficient reason to get a search warrant, if they did, they would probably be allowed to exercise their constitutional authority to bar the students from accessing their dorm rooms until a warrant could be acquired.
Oh, wait, they're right here. Hey, bro. Hi. I'm gonna stand right here.
Okay,
Just listening.
Yeah, you're listening? Mm-hmm. All right, anything else I can help you guys with?
We just danced.
You're just gonna stand around and get paid?
Yeah, sure.
You're just gonna stand around and get paid, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can just prove some braces. I'm gonna get complaints on both of you.
Okay.
And Chief Donovan's gonna know about that because he knows who I am.
Chief Donovan knows you.
Chief Donovan knows who I am.
Okay, very good.
All right?
So
If
we're not
you
gonna
could-
argue with you. Have a nice
Yeah,
day.
get the out of here.
Well, this is actually a common area, so we're allowed to be.
Yeah, go work. I pay you for something. Yes, I
Why
pay
are
you
you
for something.
doing
Get out of here. Because you got my ID for no reason, brother.
Okay.
Get the out of here.
Have a nice day, sir.
The cops left the dorm without any additional incidents after their conversation with Mr. Martinez. Although it is unclear if Mr. Martinez reported the incident to the New Mexico State University Police, he did tell the officers that he would be speaking with Chief Donovan about it. Additionally, Mr. Martinez repeatedly stated during the interaction that he intended to sue the officers, but as of the time this episode was written, no complaint had been filed. But it would be highly unusual for a lawsuit to be filed so soon after a meeting, and it's possible that Mr. Martinez will file a case down the road. As a whole, the New Mexico officers at State University receive a B-. So even though it's feasible that the court might end their request for Mr. the justification for Martinez's identification was not reasonable doubt, they primarily kept a composed and professional manner even in the face of crude and patronizing language from Mr. Martinez and acknowledged Mr. Martinez's entitlement to object to a search of his room at the dorm. But after learning that their investigation into the anonymous tip produced insufficient evidence to support an arrest, I personally feel that the officers should have accepted Mr. Martinez's refusal to provide his identity and moved on, rather than becoming fixated on getting it for their report, even though the information had little probative value. While the officers did show some promising behavior, and I applaud them for their poise and patience in handling Mr. Martinez's insults, as Mr. Martinez pointed out, having his identification did nothing to help the officers determine whether or not there was alcohol in the dorm room. Additionally, by threatening to arrest him if he did not identify himself, the officers may have violated the Fourth Amendment. I would also encourage the officers to reconsider their reliance on forced identifications in situations like these. Martinez receives an A for incorrectly asserting his constitutional rights by refusing to answer questions, denying the officers' consent to search his dorm room, and declining the officers' requests that he identify himself. Although Mr. Martinez could have been more respectful in some of his remarks to the officers, he remained well within his First Amendment rights throughout the encounter and was free to use his liberty to express his distaste for the officers' actions in the language he employed that being said in future encounters. I would advise Mr. Martinez to remember that the officer's knowledge of the circumstances determines what constitutes reasonable suspicion, and that, generally speaking, officers are not required to explain the basis of their reasonable suspicion to the people they detain. As a result, if a court found that the officers in this case had reasonable suspicion based on details about the anonymous tip that they did not disclose to Mr. Martinez, it might also find that he was required to identify himself overall. For his age, Mr. Martinez did a great job defending his rights, and I urge him to pursue further legal education. Let us know if there is an interaction or a legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching.